Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cliff Zellman. Cliff, how are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me on. Busy day, but we like it that way.
Yeah.
We have some very interesting questions here that I'm just dying to jump into.
All right, let's do it. The first question I want to ask you is you commented on a question that we had in the Facebook post, which was when did having a fully produced demo of fake work become the standard?
What a great question. That's the one that really got my attention. And then, as I went further down the list of questions, I got more and more excited. Fake work. Now, let me first start by saying that I don't do any demos, either national, regional, or local, any different than I do a national, regional, or local spot. I expect the same thing out of the voice talent: professionalism, delivery, communication, being punctual, having their audio ready, having the scripts rehearsed, able to take direction, and being respectful of the demo producer. Um, there's really no difference. Um, so why is it necessary? Because of the industry where it is now. 10, 15 years ago, voice artist was really somebody who worked in a radio station. They were actors. There was no real voice actor title. They would bring in to various clients or their agent or their manager spots that they did. That's where the word reels came from. They'd bring in a reel of tape. But what's happening now, and it's really a great thing, people like you and the VO Booth Besties and all of the available um, resources online now, a handful of incredible coaches, great YouTube videos if you find them. People like George Whittam and Uncle Roy that are here to help you with your audio. People like myself that help you with not only the performance but the industry, creating a VO persona. These guys and gals now entering the market are getting good really fast. Within 6 months, a year, where normally it took years and years, but they're getting really demo, not necessarily demo ready, but book ready very, very quickly. So what's happening is that their skills are rising quicker than they're building their portfolio. So because somebody's really got the talent, they got the chops, they got the desire, they understand the industry, they understand the language, the people, our community, they're ready to book, they're ready to work. Unfortunately, they don't have 5, 6 years of work behind them. So when I work with talent, there's no difference. If I do a demo with somebody, they can turn around a day later and walk into any studio or hook up with any client. And if they do, if they run their demo or they run their session the way we ran our demos, they're going to be in good shape. So a fake spot, no, they're not fake spots. They're real spots. The only difference is, and I've kind of in a humorous way, the money's going the other direction. Instead of
Right.
the money going from the client to the talent, the money's going from the talent to the producer. Um, the closer your demo is to real spots, and every demo you shouldn't be able to tell the difference. I have talent playing demos for people, and they say, "Wow, I didn't know you did that spot," or "Wow, well, it was a demo." So the whole point is of this thing is that new talent are getting better faster than their portfolio is building. So let us offer them a way to spotlight their talents that best suit their talents. I've been on dozens of VO panels with directors and producers and best practice. And I always say the same thing. I'm sorry if you've heard me say this, but the bottom line is your demo is a promise. And it's a promise to your client, to your manager, to your agent, that you will be as good or better than what they're about to hear. I'm not real happy about doing a demo for somebody, bringing them into Dallas Sound Labs at 600 an hour using a $15,000 Telefunken microphone. That's not their product if they're working at home.
Right.
So working in their home studio, being directed, being produced, having a great uh, end product, there's nothing fake about that. It's a way to showcase where they are and what they have to offer. And it's not their fault, that they don't have
Yeah,
15 years of a collection. So let's start now.
absolutely. I love that. Um, okay, so you touched on talent being demo ready.
Yes,
In your opinion, what makes a talent demo ready?
book ready. It's that simple. Are you ready to book a session? Are you ready to hook up with the producer, with the director? Do you have your source connect? Do you have all of your connectivity? Is your audio good? Are you ready to take direction? If you're ready to do a demo, you're ready to book a paid session. So
Okay.
demo ready is book ready. And if you're not ready to book a session, you ain't ready to book your demo.
Oh, so do you do coaching as well?
I do coaching for a specific end game.
Okay.
I don't just take people on and say, hey, let me coach you with this, let me coach you with that, and see you later. When I coach, it's always for a specific reason. Coaching is 99% for a demo. Before I coach, we do evaluations up to 4 spots where I will send a spot to the talent, no direction. They'll read it, send it back to me. We get together for, excuse me, for an hour and go over the entire spot. It's important for me to know what the talent brings to the session. I think somebody is ready to do a demo if they can bring 85% of the read.
Okay.
You got to leave a little bit of room open for the director.
Right.
On line 7, I loved it. Let's go down 33,495. Previous take 33,495. Give me some choices, but I want 80%, 85% of that read coming from you. If
Okay.
I have to direct 80% of it, that's a coaching session. You're not really ready for a demo.
Okay. Now, do you craft original scripts for your demos or
But, oh, for my demos, absolutely.
okay.
And they're written specifically to highlight the talents of the artist. Um, the to be the voice of the product, is important, and not every voice can be a voice for every product.
Hmm.
I've worked with some people that have really gravelly East Coast voices. you know, I'll write a spot about spaghetti sauce. Hey, let me tell you about the spaghetti. Something that they would be talking about. Very specific spots for very specific talent, and I never use the same script twice.
Okay.
When I do a demo at the very bottom, there'll be the copyright with your name on it down below, and that's off. And when I write a script, what I'll do is if I have a great opening line, I'll type it and do a search on my computer to see if there's any other script I've done in the last 10 years, that's remotely close, and then I'll make adjustments. But yes, absolutely. Pulling scripts off of websites, off of coaching websites, there's a bunch of them. Some of the scripts are great. Some of the scripts are talking about fax machines. Maybe time to update. We don't have fax machines where I live. Where do you live? I live in 2024. Okay, we don't have that. But um, pulling scripts off of websites for practice, sure. I encourage people that when they see a great script on TV, rewind, record it on your phone, take it into your booth, try to emulate it. Don't play it for anybody. Don't submit it. There's just practice. I'm
Mhm.
surrounded by musical instruments. I'll practice my guitar. I'm not going to play it for anybody, but I'm practicing. Um, so yes, very specific scripts. Don't use scripts that are out in the internet floating around. We all know them, including the fax scripts.
Now, I know that you specifically do automotive. Are
Mhm.
there other genres that you produce
Well,
demos for?
I am, uh, yeah, definitely known for automotive because of my 25 years involvement with Radio Vision in Dallas. I was the director of audio production, creative client services. Absolutely loved it. For 20 years before that, I was a rock and roll engineer in LA. Got a little older and didn't really want to do the 3 o'clock in the morning bass overdub sessions anymore. Um, but I still wanted to engineer and produce and direct. And 5 years before I left LA, I was involved with Saban, Deke, and Disney doing Saturday morning cartoons. So for 5 years, every day I was going from one studio to another in Glendale. It was great. And that's really where I fell in love with voiceover. But for the past 25 years, professionally has been automotive. And I absolutely love it because automotive is not screaming and yelling. It's whatever the script is. It's soccer moms, it's dads, it's the daughter of the owner, it's two best friends talking. It could be anything. I say often the only thing really that's different about a car spot is you're talking about four tires and a steering wheel, but there's still the acting involved, the ownership of the script and all that stuff. And from luxury to midline. I also do commercial demos, which I love to
Okay.
do, and I love doing video game demos. Being a video gamer since Pong and Transylvania and all of those great old beep 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 beep, loved it. Been following video games. I love writing for video games probably more than any other genre because you don't really need a whole script. You just need a really killer 7 second scene. And it doesn't have to relate to anything. It's just like, I don't know, Captain. I haven't been here in almost 20 years. A lot has changed. Wait a minute. I think I remember a shortcut. Come with me. Boom, next. It doesn't, you don't have to tell a whole story. There's no beginning, middle, and end. But I really love it because a lot of sound design is involved. And being a music producer, I love sound design, done a lot of film, post scoring, done a lot of scoring for films back in the day too. So automotive is really what I'm known for, which is great because I mean, how wonderful to have the industry. I never said I was the automotive king ever. But that's what the industry says. So I'm not going to argue.
Right.
It's nice. It's nice to have that organic branding rather than sitting with your buddy at a bar writing stuff down on a cocktail napkin.
Yeah.
You know, tell me 10 things about me that, we've all done that, but it's really nice when the industry says, "Oh, you want automotive? Talk to Cliff."
Now, as far as all the production, do you have a team that you work with, or are you the beginning to end, you're the guy?
You know, I I think that some people make great solo artists. Um, I've hired writers. Every time I had to rewrite everything.
Mm,
I am an audio engineer, specifically 45 years. I'm not going to let anybody touch my mixes. Direction. I've been directing for 40 years, producing musicians as well as voice actors. Um, I write, direct, score, post, master, deliver. You've heard the expression too many chefs.
yeah.
You know, um, I don't like to have a whole lot of people telling me what to do. One of the reasons I got out of rock and roll is I was tired of the bass player's girlfriend telling me to turn up the bass, or the attorney of the guitar player saying, we got to do this. But I worked with a huge team for 25 years at Radio Vision. Everybody that had eyes, everybody that had ears had an opinion. As valid as they may be, it's one person has to be in charge. I highly encourage the talent to seek others for information regarding marketing. People that I talk to, gotta call Scott Park and you gotta take an ad lib class. You've got to learn how to be, free in your delivery, thinking and not being bogged down. Definitely calling Mark Scott and calling Uncle Roy and George and all these guys for all of these things that you need additional voice coaching.
Mhm.
I love it when people come to me and say, "Oh yeah, well, I was studying with Nancy Wilson for a year and a half." It's like, yeah, okay, let me hear what you got. Wow, um, great coaches turn out great students, and I love that. I don't want to be everything to the voice actor. I'm usually later on, a little later on down the road. I don't want to say turn down, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's a good word. I turn down about 70% of the people that want to do demos with me, not in a bad way. I just say, you know what? I think you need to go coach with David Walsh. I think you need to go coach with Dan Friedman or this person and then come back to me.
Mhm.
Don't spend your money now. Go, do this. But when it comes to producing a demo, yeah, as crazy as it may sound, it's all me and the talent, of course.
Okay. Now, if somebody comes to you and they say, "Hey, I did all these things. I wrote it. It's recorded. I just need somebody to put it together with music." Is that something that you would do?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
In fact, I just did that. Um, I won't tell you her name because it hasn't out yet. She had a wonderful collection, about 60% pre-produced spots and the other 40 of demos. And we took all that stuff. Gosh, it took a long time because I really had to learn every single spot um, that had video. And I went back and we redid all the video because styles change. We redid all the VO because she's better now. And we redid all the music because music styles changed. Yet it was the same copy.
Okay.
Um, to do a refresh, it's got to be pretty good to start with if I'm going to get involved and elevate it. If somebody comes to me with, workshop audio, stuff like that, they own the script and it's okay to do it. Yeah, we can redo it. Um, Maybe you're thinking of like just a simple resequence. Sure. But, I'm going to make sure that if somebody comes to me with a body of work, that they're going to walk away with something a whole lot better than they came up with.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I have no problem doing refreshes. I got
Awesome.
a call from somebody I did a demo with almost 4.5 years ago, and we got together and she says, "What do you think?" And we listened to it. It's like, I wouldn't touch it. When I do demos, I never put in model years. Nothing to ever give a clue as to when it was produced. If it's automotive, it's all new, fully redesigned,
Yeah.
because that always sounds modern, infused and reimagined, the all new reimagined Infinity. You don't know if it's a 2018 or a 2024. So shelf life is important.
Hmm.
When producing a demo, how's it going to sound in 2 years from now? You know,
Yeah.
um, I don't like to do something that's only good for a year. I like to have at least 3.5 to 4 years shelf life.
Um, so our final questions.
Yes, ma'am.
So during the time that you've been producing demos, what kind of shifts have you seen to bring us where we are now?
Huge every year. Um, COVID was a huge shifter, especially in my industry, which was terrific, if you ask me. I'm not thrilled about COVID, but I'm thrilled about what we got out of it.
Hmm.
Um, I see the conversational read starting to disappear for personality, for positivity, for inclusive. Um, I would really like to get rid of the conversational, but I want to focus on the detached read, which is beautiful. And that's really a study. If we all watched the Super Bowl and we saw the poppy soda commercial,
Yeah.
wow. I mean, and why is that so great? Because it sounds like anybody could do it. It's like watching an Olympic figure skater, and you go, "Oh, that's easy. They're not even breaking a sweat." Oh, yeah? I don't think so. The easier you make it look, the harder it is, the better you are at it. That read, I think, is going to spark a whole lot of ears and saying, "This is what I want," the millennial kind of dry read. Go further, reach higher. The only voice in my head is the one I listen to. Nike. I think that's boring and I think it's depressing. Um, I and my clients, my automotive clients specifically, are not looking for screamers. The Sunday, Sunday, Sunday is not part of what I do, which is interesting when people talk about automotive. Oh, I would never think about doing automotive. I'm not a screamer. Well, we don't really do that anymore. It's more enthusiastic, but my clients are looking for personality. That's really where the shift is going. A couple of years ago, everything was um, ukulele. Ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding. Very, very light background.
Yeah.
That's almost getting a little cliche now. I don't know if it started with the Motel 6 and the
Mm.
uh, what's his name, Odette, whatever his name was. I forgot what his name was.
Tom Bodett.
Tom Bodette. That's right. I will keep the lights on for you. Um, but production is not as important now as a great read. Music is basically there just to kind of move it along a little bit, to add a little subconscious, another way to connect, because nothing connects better than music. Um, but I think that the big shift really is more personality, less introverted. And what COVID brought to us, especially automotive, for 6 months, we had nothing to sell, but we got to stay open. We have to stay top of mind. I was telling my clients, even though you don't have anything to sell, we still have service bays. We still have a custom shop. We still have consultations. We still have friendships that we made with people. So, our doors may be locked, but our lights are still on. We're here for you. We make your life easy. So it really shifted away from the ultimatum, it all ends Sunday night, which is true, by the way. Manufacturers set the discounts and incentives, not the dealerships. So when they say it's over, it's over. But rather than the creation of urgency, we're now really focusing on the creation of trust, and that we're here for you. Christmas donations, Toys for Tots, sponsoring Little League Nation Night Out, honoring police, and all this stuff. And now the dealership is becoming more and more a part of the community,
Yeah.
rather than just, we got the best deals around. So I think that's great. I love personality in a read, not cheese, but just, compelling and relatable. And I don't think that this kind of raid is necessarily relatable to anybody but 18 to 24-year-olds. Um, we want a wide audience, especially with automotive. You've got entry level, you've got luxury. You can buy a car for $13,000 brand new. A Kia Rio, I think, is like 16 grand. You can buy a Mercedes Maybach for $500,000. So, it's everything in between. And how are they changing personality and happy and upbeat? We all got through it together. Now let's celebrate. Let's have some fun. And I think that's really where they're going. And the uh, best response from demo clients that I've got are demos that are geared towards that: inclusive, happy, personality. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's not get down on ourselves, and let's stay away from advice. I mean, God, you get advice everywhere you turn. Everybody's giving you advice on how to do this and how to do that. Instead of that, let's come on over, share a drink, share a pizza. Show me your fun shoes. Pull up in your new car. Wow, life is great. And that's really what advertising should be. You got a problem, got a solution. This is where you buy it. That's basically advertising 101. Your floors are yellow. You need Mr. Clean. You buy it at Tom Thumb. And then how you fill it in and tell the story, determines whether or not the spot will be successful. But I love producing demos. I love working with the new talent. Oh my God. People my age, I'm just going to throw this out there, my advanced age. You hear so many of us say, oh, there's no new talent these days. There's no new musicians. They're all electronic. Negative. I am seeing some of the best guitar players, bass players, drummers, horn players that are 17, 18, 20 years old that are just mind blowing. Um, it's really, really exciting to know that when I'm done, there's this whole new influx. I don't think it was there like 10 years ago, but I think, again, COVID gave us so much time to learn stuff. We
Mhm.
can't leave the house, grab a guitar, grab a piano, do something in the next 6 or 7 months. Same thing with voiceover. People are getting, if you're focused, if you're determined, if you have a good team around you, there's some killer teams out there right now for voice talent. We know them all. Um, you can do it. And there's more opportunity now than ever. Yes, there's more competition out there, but the cream rises to the top. I hate to use an old cliche, but we know it's true.
Yeah.
I've talked to people, oh, I'm definitely going to do this. I'm definitely going to do this. And then 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, but those that are focused, razor focused, they can do it. And with our help, help of, your team, my group of people covers, I mean, Ann Ganguza, Chuck Duran, Jay Michael, you guys, Eric Romanowski. Did I say Ann Ganguza?
Yes.
These are David Walsh. These are
Yeah.
my people. Um, we can do whatever you want for you, but you have to. My personal credo is I will match your level of enthusiasm. If you're insane about this project, I'll match it. You don't care one way or another, neither do I. But I think that these are very, very important questions that you ask. I think they're vital. And I think that each one needs to be addressed by those of us that kind of have an idea about this stuff.
So my last question, and you've kind of answered it already, but let's circle back on it.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is somebody going to choose to work with Cliff Zellman for their demo?
Oh my gosh. First of all, ask her. I'm a lot of fun to work with. Um, I think I'm really good at what I do. I think I'm a really good director. I have a horrible voice, and the good Lord gave me the gift of interpretation. Gave me the gift of analyzing a copy and going multiple layers into that copy. Um, I deliver what I promise. I think my reputation is real good on that. I got a long track record. I'm really flexible. I have a 1 minute cancellation policy. I work with a lot of young people, new parents. Sometimes they forget they got meet the teacher night. Oh my God, Cliff, I'm so sorry. Or I'm stuck in traffic and we'll do it tomorrow. I have no overhead. It's, you ask if, I have a team. I work alone. So I always, and it's kind of a selfish thing. I always want you at your best. I don't want to hear, I just made it. Thank God. Oh, I was in traffic. Okay, I'm ready. No, you're not ready. I'll be in 2 hours. Um, I deliver quickly and oh, you can't see her now, but people like to see my dog.
I did see her walking around.
Yeah, so everybody likes to say hi to Lily. Um, I stick with you. I'll help you with your email introductions. I'll help you with follow-up. I'll help you with building a Google map and mapping where you're sending out to production companies. Um, I'll help you with an Excel sheet that has all of your leads. I will help you design a website that's specific for whatever genre. If someone's doing automotive, I highly encourage them to do / automotive on their website, specific to what the buyer is looking for. If somebody, a GM, general manager of a dealership, clicks on somebody's website and hears an explainer video or an audiobook, they're not going to know what they're listening to.
Right.
They want to hear Chevy, Ford, Infiniti. They want to hear Mustang 28,495, Fusion 33,695, and the all new. They want to hear that. They want to hear how the voice is going to fit in what they're doing. I help them with that. Um, I like to introduce them to other people in the business. I'll usually lock onto one guy during a convention and walk around and introduce him to everybody. Hey, I want you to meet this person. I want you to meet this person. And we've gotten some people signed, for from good representation, just from introductions from their demo producers. Um, but why work with me? I don't know anybody that does tier 3 automotive like I do. I've produced over 25,000 spots. One more thing I do want to talk about.
Okay.
You did have a question earlier. Where was it? Hold on. Let me just get it. Hold on here. We were talking about niche demos.
Yes.
Um, do you think it's important for producers to niche down the type of demos that they produce? I say absolutely yes. Whatever genre that you're doing your demo, please, folks, make sure that that demo producer does that type of work every day professionally. If somebody's never done a car spot, don't have them do your auto demo. If somebody's never done medical narration, don't have them do. I would never do a medical narration demo. Hello, Anne.
Hmm.
That's who's good. She's done it. She does medical narration professionally every day. She can help you with your demo. Political. I'm not going to do a political demo for somebody. You're going to go to JMC to do that. This is a guy that does political demos, gets paid every day to do this. Um, if a demo producer hangs out their sign with a particular genre, they should do that professionally. That's important because we know the trends, we know what's out, we know what's happening right now, and there's a real good chance we know what's happening in 6 months from now. The better your demo producer is, the more access they have to better music libraries. You know, you can download a music bed for $1.35, or you can have a $350 subscription like I do to one of the best music publishing libraries on the planet, and I've got unlimited use. So niche demo producers, absolutely. Promo, I would never do a promo the same way I would expect Eric Romanowski not to do tier 3 automotive. You
Right.
know, so many
Okay.
people have come to me and said, I was directing with this person and said, I want to do a car spot. Oh, you got to talk to Cliff. Same thing with me. Hey, Cliff, will you do my promo demo? No, you're going to Eric Romanowski, or you're going to Chuck Duran. These guys are the best at what they do. And why not work with the best?
All right.
So
Thank you
that's
for your
it.
time.
That's my 2 cents, and hopefully it'll inflate to 5 cents if the market goes up. Jen, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for the opportunity. And I look forward to seeing you at One Voice in Dallas. And if I can
All
do a
right.
very quick plug, I'm doing an X
Of
session
course.
at VO Atlanta, two X sessions, one on national automotive and one on local automotive. If you think this is interesting and something you might like to get into, also remembering that if you do local automotive, you can live anywhere in the country. You can live in Boise, you can live in LA, you can live in the smallest, tiniest flyover city and have a great career. Give me a holler and we'll talk about it. Think about attending my X session or one of my breakout sessions. Or if you just want to chat, I'm super easy to get in touch with. My email address, can I give you my email address?
Absolutely.
C Zellman, as in Cliff, C Zellman 10, C Zellman10 at gmail.com. And if you're curious to see if I'm full of hot air, please visit my website at a-mazingdemos.com, a-mazingdemos.com. And that's all there. And I'd love to hear from you. And thank you. Thank you. These are important questions and they need to be answered.
Thanks, Cliff.
Thanks, Jen.